Have you ever felt like anxiety has become your shadow, always present, always clinging, no matter how fast you run or how far you try to escape? It follows you into quiet moments, intrudes on your joy, and fills your mind with endless what-ifs, doubts that spiral, fears that tighten their grip, thoughts that won't leave you alone. It becomes a prison built not of walls, but of your own inner dialogue, one that never seems to rest. If this feels familiar, you're not alone. Anxiety is one of the most common struggles of modern life, yet it often feels intensely personal, like something only you're failing to manage. But what if the problem isn't you? What if the way we've been taught to deal with anxiety, resist it, suppress it, ignore it, is part of what keeps us stuck? Buried in ancient wisdom is a simple, transformative insight, one that has helped countless people across generations find peace not by running from anxiety, but by understanding it in an entirely new way. This isn't a hack or a quick fix. It's a shift in perception, a 2,500-year-old teaching from the Buddha that speaks directly to the heart of suffering and reveals a path through it. In the next few minutes, you'll discover this timeless insight. You'll learn why trying to fight your anxiety might be making it worse, and how a gentle, mindful approach can loosen its grip and bring real, lasting relief. Stay with me, because by the end of this journey, you won't just have a new way of thinking about anxiety. You'll have a powerful inner tool, rooted in compassion, awareness, and deep wisdom that can change everything. Not by eliminating anxiety completely, but by freeing yourself from the suffering it brings. Understanding anxiety through Buddhist eyes. Anxiety isn't just a modern phenomenon. It's been part of the human experience for millennia. But here's what the Buddha understood that we often miss. Anxiety isn't something that happens to us. It's something that happens within us, created by the very patterns of our own thinking. In our fast-paced world, we've become experts at feeding our anxiety. We worry about the future, replay the past, and rarely find peace in the present moment. But Buddhist wisdom teaches us something revolutionary. The source of our suffering, including anxiety, lies not in our circumstances but in our attachment to how we think things should be. The Buddha identified this in what we call the Four Noble Truths. Simply put, suffering exists, it has a cause, it can end, and there's a path to freedom. Your anxiety, no matter how overwhelming it feels right now, is not permanent. It's not who you are. It's a temporary experience that can be transformed. The root of suffering, understanding attachment. Buddhism teaches us that the root of anxiety lies in attachment, in our deep, often unconscious clinging to people, possessions, outcomes, identities, and even to the very thoughts and emotions that disturb us. We suffer not simply because life is difficult, but because we insist that it should be different than it is. We resist uncertainty. We grasp at control. We chase permanence in a world that is always changing. Think about your own anxiety for a moment. What lies beneath it? Isn't it often the fear of losing something you value? Your health, your image, your relationships, your sense of control? Or maybe it's the frustration of not getting what you long for, a goal unmet, love unreturned, a dream deferred. Or perhaps it's the dread of things not unfolding the way you imagined. This is attachment in action, the mind clinging, grasping, demanding that reality conform to its expectations. But here's the liberating truth, a truth the Buddha saw clearly over 2,500 years ago. Everything in life is impermanent. Everything, your thoughts, your emotions, your body, your plans, your problems, the people you love, the roles you play, even the very sense of you that you hold so tightly, all of it is in constant flux. The anxiety you feel today is not a life sentence. It is a passing wave in the ocean of your awareness. The situation you're consumed by will change. The intensity of your feelings will soften. Even your thoughts about the situation, those racing, critical, catastrophic thoughts, are not permanent. They are just visitors coming and going in the open space of your mind. And when we deeply understand this, not just intellectually but in our bones, something softens. We begin to loosen the grip. We stop trying so hard to hold on to the pleasant and push away the unpleasant. We begin to allow, to breathe, to simply be with our experience moment by moment without needing to fix it. This is the power of embracing impermanence. Not as a cold, willing to stay present, we discover something deeper than peace. We discover freedom, the Buddha's teaching. Non-attachment as freedom. The Buddha's core teaching for anxiety isn't about positive thinking or forced relaxation. It's about developing a fundamentally different relationship with your thoughts and emotions through the practice of non-attachment. Non-attachment doesn't mean becoming cold or indifferent. It means learning to engage with life fully while holding your experiences lightly, like holding a butterfly. Grip too tightly and you'll crush it. Hold too loosely and it flies away. But with gentle awareness, you can appreciate its beauty without needing to control it. When anxiety arises, instead of fighting it or being consumed by it, you can learn to observe it with the same gentle awareness. You might notice, anxious thoughts are arising. Rather than, I am anxious, which makes anxiety part of your identity, you recognize it as a temporary experience passing through your awareness. This shift in perspective is profound. You're no longer the victim of your anxiety, you're the witness of your experience. And from this place of witnessing, you have choice. The Buddha taught that our minds create stories about our experiences, and we suffer when we believe these stories are absolute truth. Your anxious thoughts about the future are just that, thoughts. They're not prophecies, they're not facts, they're mental events that come and go like clouds in the sky. If this message resonates with you, and you're seeking more moments of peace and insight, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for daily reflections rooted in ancient wisdom and modern clarity. A meditation practice for anxiety relief. Now let me guide you through a simple but powerful meditation that embodies these teachings. You can do this anywhere, anytime anxiety arises. Setting up. Find a comfortable position. You don't need perfect posture or a special location. Just settle into wherever you are right now. Step 1. Anchoring in breath. Begin by bringing your attention to your breathing. Don't try to change it. Just observe. Notice the natural rhythm of inhaling and exhaling. This is your anchor to the present moment. If your mind is very active, you can count your breaths. Inhale 1, exhale 2, up to 10, then start again. When you lose count, and you will, simply begin again at 1. This isn't failure, it's practice. Step 2. Observing without judgment. As you focus on your breath, anxious thoughts will likely arise. This is natural and expected. Instead of pushing them away, imagine your thoughts as clouds drifting across the sky of your awareness. Some clouds are dark and heavy, anxious thoughts. Others are light and wispy, neutral thoughts. But you are not the clouds, you are the sky itself. Vast, spacious, unchanging, the clouds come and go, but the sky remains. Step 3. The R.A.I.N technique. When a particularly strong wave of anxiety arises, use this 4-step process. Recognize, I notice anxiety is present. Allow, it's okay to feel this way right now. Investigate, how does this feel in my body? What thoughts are arising? Natural awareness, I can observe this experience without being consumed by it. Step 4. Compassionate presence. Often we make anxiety worse by judging ourselves for feeling anxious. Instead, offer yourself the same kindness you'd give a good friend. You might silently say, this is a moment of suffering. Suffering is part of life. May I be kind to myself. Practice this meditation for just 10-15 minutes daily. Over time, you'll find that you can access this centered awareness even in the midst of challenging situations, bringing practice into daily life. The real test of these teachings isn't in quiet meditation. It's in the middle of your busy, sometimes chaotic life. Here's how to carry these principles with you. Mindful moments throughout the day. Set reminders on your phone to pause and take 3 conscious breaths. In these micro moments, you're training your mind to return to the present rather than being swept away by anxious projections. The impermanence reminder. When anxiety feels overwhelming, remind yourself, this too shall pass. It's not just a platitude, it's a fundamental truth of existence. Nothing lasts forever, including difficult emotions. Anxiety as teacher. Instead of seeing anxiety as the enemy, begin to see it as information. What is it trying to tell you? Sometimes anxiety points to something that needs attention. Sometimes it's just old patterns firing. Either way, you can learn from it without being controlled by it. The practice of letting go. Throughout your day, practice releasing your grip on outcomes. You can work toward your goals with dedication while accepting that the results are not entirely in your control. This paradox, caring deeply while holding lightly, is the essence of spiritual maturity. A quick anxiety relief exercise. Here's a simple exercise you can use anytime, anywhere anxiety strikes. The 3-3-3 technique. Name 3 things you can see around you. Name 3 sounds you can hear. Move 3 parts of your body. Wiggle fingers, roll shoulders, etc. This grounds you in the present moment through your senses, interrupting the anxiety spiral. When anxious thoughts arise, most of us react automatically. We tense up, we try to suppress them, argue with them, or spiral deeper into worry. But Buddhism invites us to take a different approach, one rooted in awareness, gentleness, and deep inner compassion. Instead of being swept away by your anxiety, imagine becoming a compassionate observer of your own experience. Picture a wiser, calmer version of yourself, a kind inner friend, sitting beside you. They're not here to fix you or judge you. They're simply here to be with you in your moment of struggle, offering warmth and understanding. When anxiety arises, ask yourself, what would this compassionate inner friend say? Would they scold you for feeling afraid? Would they shame you for not having it all together? Of course not. They might say, it's okay to feel this. You're going through something hard right now. You're not broken. You're human. Breathe. I'm here with you. You don't have to face this alone. Just imagining. This voice, a voice of kindness rather than criticism, can begin to shift the entire experience. Instead of tightening around the anxiety, you soften. Instead of bracing against it, you begin to hold space for it, the way you might sit with a scared child or comfort a hurting friend. This is the heart of self-compassion. It's not about pretending everything is fine. It's about recognizing that suffering is part of the human experience and offering yourself the same care you would offer someone you love. You might even place a gentle hand over your heart or say silently, this is a moment of suffering. Suffering is part of being human. May I be kind to myself right now? It sounds simple, but this shift from judgment to compassion can radically transform the way we experience anxiety. Instead of becoming entangled in it, we become present with it. And in that presence, something beautiful happens. The anxiety may not vanish, but its power over us begins to dissolve. You are not your anxious thoughts. You are the one who sees them. And that seer, the compassionate observer within you, is calm, wise, and free. Deeper practices for long-term transformation. Going deeper. Expanding your inner practice. As you begin to cultivate mindfulness, self-compassion, and the perspective of the compassionate observer, you may find yourself drawn to go even deeper. To explore practices that not only soothe your anxiety in the moment, but gradually transform your entire relationship with it. These practices are not quick fixes. They are gentle invitations, doorways to presence, healing, and inner freedom. Each one helps ground you in your body, open your heart, and quiet the storms of the mind. Let's explore a few of them. Walking meditation. Let anxiety move through you. Sometimes anxiety feels like too much to hold in stillness. The body trembles, the chest tightens, the thoughts race. Sitting feels suffocating. In these moments, let your body become your meditation. Take anxiety for a walk, literally. Begin slowly. Each step is a sacred gesture. Feel the contact of your feet against the earth. Notice the shift of weight, the rhythm of your pace, the air brushing against your skin. Let your attention rest fully in the present movement of your body. If your mind wanders, gently return to the sensation of your steps. You are not walking to get somewhere. You are walking to arrive here. With every step, you tell your nervous system, I am safe, I am grounded, I am here. Walking meditation transforms restlessness into presence, motion into mindfulness. It's a moving sanctuary when sitting still feels like too much. Loving-kindness meditation, softening the heart. Anxiety often feels isolating. It turns our attention inward, but not in a compassionate way, in a way that judges, fears, and disconnects. Loving-kindness meditation, metta, offers a radical counterbalance. It reminds us that beneath all our fear, we long to love and be loved. We long for safety, peace, and connection, not just for ourselves, but for all beings. Begin with yourself. Find a quiet place, close your eyes, and repeat silently, "May I be happy, may I be peaceful, may I be free from suffering." Say it slowly. Feel each word. Let them land. If it feels difficult, that's okay. You're not forcing a feeling. You're planting a seed. Then, gradually extend this wish outward, to someone you love, to someone you feel neutral about, to someone you struggle with, even those who may trigger your anxiety, and finally to all beings everywhere. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be free from suffering. This practice softens the edges around your heart. It dissolves the illusion of separation. It reminds you that you're not alone in your suffering, and that compassion can touch even the most difficult places. Journaling with awareness, writing as witnessing. Sometimes the act of writing can become a sacred form of seeing, not from the lens of the victim, but from the quiet strength of the observer. Find a notebook or digital space that feels safe. Take a few breaths, settle into your body, and begin to write, not to analyze, but to witness. Ask yourself, how does anxiety feel in my body right now? What are the stories my mind is telling me? Are they true, or are they habitual echoes of fear? What would it feel like to hold all of this with more compassion? Let the words flow without censorship. You're not writing to judge or fix, you're writing to understand. You're offering your inner experience the dignity of your attention. Over time, this practice helps you see patterns. It helps you name your pain without being consumed by it. It transforms your journal into a mirror of self-awareness and a refuge of self-kindness. These practices, walking, loving-kindness, and conscious journaling, may seem simple, but their impact is profound. They offer you pathways through anxiety, not by escaping it, but by meeting it with presence, softness, and truth. And the more you return to them, the more you begin to remember. You are not powerless in the face of anxiety. You carry within you the tools to meet it, with grace, with compassion, and with the deep wisdom of your own awakened heart. Understanding the bigger picture. Remember, the goal isn't to never feel anxiety again. The goal is to change your relationship with it so profoundly that anxiety no longer dictates your choices or limits your life. The Buddha's teachings remind us that suffering is optional. Pain, including the pain of anxiety, may be inevitable, but our resistance to that pain, our stories about it, and our identification with it are where we create unnecessary suffering. When you can observe your anxiety with the same gentle awareness, you might watch a sunset, present with it but not overwhelmed by it. You found true freedom. The path forward. This journey from anxiety to peace isn't a destination you reach once and stay forever. It's a practice, a way of being that you cultivate day by day, moment by moment. Some days will be easier than others. Some days your practice will feel strong, and others you'll feel like you're starting over. This is all part of the path. The Buddha himself emphasized that awakening isn't a one-time event, but a continuous process of returning to awareness, returning to compassion, returning to the present moment. Your anxiety has likely been with you for a long time. Be patient with yourself as you learn new ways of relating to it. Every moment of awareness, every conscious breath, every act of self-compassion is a step toward freedom. Conclusion. Your journey to inner peace. As we conclude this exploration of Buddhist wisdom for anxiety, I want you to know that you now have tools that have been tested by millions of practitioners over thousands of years. These aren't temporary fixes or mere coping strategies. They're pathways to fundamental transformation. The next time anxiety arises, remember, you are not your thoughts, you are not your emotions, and you are not your anxiety. You are the awareness that observes all of these experiences, and from that place of awareness, you have the power to choose how you respond. Start small, choose one practice from what we've shared and commit to it for just a few minutes each day. Whether it's mindful breathing, the observation of thoughts, or the practice of self-compassion, consistency is more important than duration. Your anxiety doesn't have to be your prison. With these ancient teachings and modern understanding, you can transform it into a doorway to greater wisdom, compassion, and peace. If you've found value in these teachings and want to continue your journey of inner transformation, subscribe to stay connected with more practices and insights that can support your path to lasting peace. Remember, every moment offers a fresh opportunity to begin again. Your liberation from anxiety starts now with your very next breath. May you find peace. May you find freedom. May you discover the unshakable calm that lies at the very center of your being. The journey continues,